Inside Petri Hawkins, Byrd's life, home tour, family, cars, and net worth revealed. He was the no-nonsense bailiff who kept Judge Judy's courtroom in line for over 20 years. You know, the stern face, the steady presence, the guy who made sure things didn't spiral out of control. But behind that tough exterior, who exactly is Petri Hawkins Byrd? And just how much cash has he pulled in from that iconic gig? Today we're diving deep behind the scenes to reveal Byrd's jaw-dropping net worth this year, plus an exclusive peek at his real estate empire. The stunning mansion that shows just how well he's done since leaving the spotlight. And yes, the sleek cars that fill his garage. Whether you're a hardcore Judge Judy fan or just curious about what happens after the cameras stop rolling, this story is the one daytime TV never told you. Before Petri Byrd became America's most famous bailiff, he was just a quick-witted kid from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, always cracking jokes and nailing celebrity impressions. Born on November 29, 1957, young Petri had a knack for comedy so good that even his dad's friends, calling from prison, begged him to do impressions of Flip Wilson, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Bill Cosby. Right from the start, it was clear he had something special, a magnetic presence and a voice that demanded attention. But life wasn't all laughs at home. His mom, a stay-at-home powerhouse, held the family together with strict rules about discipline, respect, and education. Petri found his escape in school, books, TV shows, and movies, anything that could take him far away from the tough realities around him. After high school at Eastern District in Brooklyn, Byrd took his talents to Hostos Community College in the Bronx. Though acting and entertainment called to him, another path was quietly pulling at his heart: the law. Growing up during the height of the civil rights movement, he was keenly aware of injustice and dreamed of fighting it from the inside. That dream led him to become a court officer in New York City during the early 80s. By 1986, he landed in Manhattan Family Court, and that's where his story truly shifted. It was there he met Judge Judith Sheindlin, who years later would become the unforgettable Judge Judy. Byrd often worked alongside Sheindlin, whose no-nonsense style never failed to keep things interesting. There were times she was definitely glad to have me around, Byrd would later recall with a smile. In 1989, Byrd earned his Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice from John Jay College. But life threw him a curveball the same year he and his wife, Felicia, separated, and she moved to California with their kids. Refusing to give up on his family, Byrd jumped into long-distance counseling. And by 1990, he relocated to San Mateo, California, hoping to patch things up. There, he took a job as a special deputy U.S. Marshal. Though his professional life got serious, Byrd never stopped reinventing himself. By 1992, he'd switched gears again, this time becoming a student counselor at Monte Vista High School in Cupertino. For 4 years, he guided teens through some of their toughest years. To make ends meet, he even delivered pizzas on the side. These years in courtrooms, schools, and communities shaped the man who would one day blend authority, empathy, and humor into a role that made TV history. But before the fame and bright lights, Petri Hawkins Byrd was just a Brooklyn kid with big dreams, a quick wit, and a heart set on making a difference. Then came the moment that changed everything. When Byrd heard Judge Judy was launching her daytime show in Los Angeles, he didn't hesitate. In a letter filled with respect and a little playful charm, he wrote, "If you ever need a bailiff, my uniform still fits." That one line, backed by decades of friendship and trust, earned him a callback and a chance to become the courtroom legend we all know today. Byrd jumped on board when Judge Judy launched back in 1996. And soon after, he made a deeply personal choice that stayed with him throughout his career. He added Hawkins to his professional name as a tribute to his late mother, the strong, disciplined woman who raised him with dignity and unwavering strength. From that moment on, Petri Hawkins Byrd became a familiar face on daytime TV, standing steadfastly by Judge Judy's side for a staggering 25 seasons and more than 6,000 episodes. His calm, respectful demeanor perfectly balanced Sheindlin's no-nonsense, sharp-tongued style. Together, they turned Judge Judy into one of the most successful courtroom shows ever, racking up multiple Emmy nominations and winning 3 times. The show's success skyrocketed Judge Judy into the highest-paid spot on TV, reportedly earning her over $50 million a year in its later seasons. But when Judge Judy wrapped up and launched her new series, Judy Justice, in 2021, Byrd's absence was impossible to miss, and fans were left wondering why. When Byrd spoke to Deadline that October, he revealed the truth. He never got a call. "She didn't ask me," Byrd said bluntly. "She didn't give me the chance to accept a lower salary." Byrd was told he'd been priced out of the role, a hard pill to swallow, not just because of the lost opportunity, but because it happened with no discussion, no negotiation. Still, Byrd took it in stride. He respected that it was her show and her call to make. And just when it seemed like his courtroom days might be behind him, another door opened. In 2023, Shinlin launched Tribunal Justice, a fresh courtroom series streaming on Amazon Freevee. This time, Byrd was invited back not just as a bailiff, but as part of a panel-format legal show. Tribunal Justice was a hit, earning a second season renewal by October 2023, marking Byrd's triumphant return to the world of televised justice. But Petri Hawkins' Byrd's talents aren't limited to the courtroom. In 2017, he stepped into a different spotlight as the star of the TV movie Tom Hennessy. He didn't just act in it, he co-wrote and executive produced the film. His performance earned him accolades, including an award at the Action on Film International Film Festival, proving he's got more than just courtroom charisma. From a Brooklyn kid with a quick wit and a tough upbringing to a national television icon, Byrd has built a career defined by resilience, dignity, and quiet charm. Whether commanding order in a courtroom or crafting stories behind the camera, he brings authenticity and heart to everything he does, and his story is far from finished. After decades of success in TV and public service, Byrd has built a solid financial foundation. His net worth is estimated around $2 million, with smart investments in real estate playing a big part. Having lived in New York and California, he enjoys a grounded home life away from Hollywood's glare, a place that reflects the man who spent years maintaining calm in some of America's most watched courtrooms. Though he doesn't flaunt his wealth, Byrd's home is a peaceful retreat, just what a man who spent decades in the public eye deserves. Let's take a closer look at where he calls home: Elk Grove, California. In 2000, after spending 10 years in the Bay Area, Byrd and his family made a quiet move to Elk Grove, a charming suburb just outside Sacramento. This wasn't about flashy status or celebrity living. It was about values, affordability, safety, and a close-knit community where they could raise their kids away from the chaos of city life. Their house, now worth about $700,000, is roomy and welcoming, just like Byrd himself. It boasts 5 spacious bedrooms and 3 full bathrooms, spread across nearly 3,000 square feet of carefully designed living space. The open concept layout strikes the perfect balance between comfort and function, a true home for a man who spent years keeping order in America's most famous courtroom. Step inside, and soaring ceilings instantly give the space a light, open vibe. Luxury vinyl plank floors stretch across every room, paired with custom window treatments that add a sleek, modern touch. But the real showstopper? The kitchen. It's not just a place to cook, it's where everyone naturally gathers. Outfitted with upgraded cabinets, gleaming granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and a massive walk-in pantry, this kitchen is ready for anything, from casual breakfast to full-on dinner parties. The centerpiece island, complete with a built-in sink, doubles as a prep station and a cozy breakfast bar, perfect for chatting over coffee or whipping up meals. Thoughtful touches like LED lighting and ceiling fans throughout the house not only boost style, but keep things energy smart too. Step outside and you'll find the home perched on a beautifully landscaped corner lot. Stamped concrete walkways lead you around mature fruit trees and a charming gazebo, a perfect spot for weekend barbecues or quiet nights watching the stars. Plus, the front yard boasts newly poured concrete with plenty of parking space for multiple vehicles, something that's pure gold in busy neighborhoods. Before the peaceful vibe of Elk Grove became home, Petri Hawkins Byrd and his family lived smack in the middle of the San Francisco Bay Area, where real estate is famously competitive and the stakes are high. Back then, Byrd owned a 1,000 square foot mid-century gem valued at $865,000, a testament to his success and his knack for classic style. Though modest in size, this home was packed with character. Mid-century architecture with clean lines and smart natural light gave it a timeless charm. One standout feature was a large skylight flooding the stairwell and cozy living room with sunshine. The original hardwood floors and wood-burning fireplace added warm, inviting touches that made the place feel like home. Just a few steps away, the eat-in kitchen wasn't just practical, it offered breathtaking views to the north and west, making every meal a treat. Another skylight bathed the room in natural light, amplifying its open, airy feel. The bathroom was equally inviting, with classic tile, a walk-in shower, and a separate soaking tub, each space brightened by yet another skylight, making sure every corner was bathed in daylight. The two spacious bedrooms were more than comfortable retreats. Both had refinished hardwood floors and sliding glass doors that opened to a private back deck, a hidden oasis perfect for relaxing. From there, panoramic views of Bernal Hill, the San Francisco skyline, and even glimpses of the bay stretched out below. Downstairs, a beautifully landscaped backyard and a large stone patio created the ideal spot for outdoor hangouts or quiet reflection, surrounded by greenery that's rare in the city. One of the home's most coveted features? Off-street parking for up to 4 cars, 2 in the garage and 2 in the driveway, a serious luxury in tight San Francisco neighborhoods. Plus, a full-height space at the back of the garage hinted at future potential, giving the next owner room to grow and add value. When Judy Justice officially launched as the highly anticipated streaming successor to Judge Judy, fans expected to see all the familiar faces that made the original Courtroom series a cultural phenomenon. But there was one glaring omission that left longtime viewers puzzled and even a little outraged. Petri Hawkins' Byrd, the steadfast bailiff who had stood loyally beside Judge Judy Scheindlin for 25 years, was nowhere to be found. The spin-off, produced by Amazon Studios and premiering on IMDb TV, now Amazon Freevee, on November 1st, 2021, promised a fresh new take with a revamped cast and a modern vibe. But for many, Byrd's absence was impossible to ignore. When the first trailer for Judy Justice dropped in the September 2021, longtime fans immediately noticed something missing. Petri Hawkins' Byrd, the familiar and trusted bailiff who had stood beside Judge Judy for a quarter of a century, was nowhere to be seen. Instead, a different bailiff took his place, and not a single word was mentioned about Byrd. Even more surprising was Judge Scheindlin's comment in the promos, where she suggested she'd basically been working solo for 25 years. For many viewers, that felt like Byrd's crucial role had been erased, a glaring oversight considering how visible and respected he'd been in the courtroom. Byrd had never hidden his excitement about possibly returning. Back in December 2020, during filming of what would become Judge Judy's final season, he openly said he'd be honored to join the new show if asked. But that invitation never came. In a candid October 2021 chat with Entertainment Weekly, Byrd revealed the painful truth. He was never asked to be part of Judy Justice, nor was he given a chance to audition. From the moment the new show was announced in March 2020 until July 2021, months after Judge Judy wrapped, Byrd heard nothing from Scheindlin or the producers. It wasn't until his wife Makita, a former Judge Judy producer herself, who was battling a serious illness at the time, encouraged him to reach out directly, that Byrd finally made contact. The response he got left him stunned. Scheindlin allegedly told him he'd been priced out, that his salary demands didn't fit the new show's budget. But Byrd pointed out that no one had ever talked salary with him, let alone given him a shot to negotiate. "I was confused and dismayed," he said, adding that he felt completely shut out without any explanation or basic professional courtesy. Fans were quick to voice their outrage. Social media lit up with messages calling Byrd's exclusion disrespectful, given his decades of loyal service. Byrd himself was moved by the support. "I was humbled," he said, grateful his role had clearly meant so much to so many over the years. In later interviews on the Real Entertainment Tonight Canada and the Black News Channel, Byrd got a bit more candid about his relationship with Scheindlin. "She treated me like Batman treats Robin, just someone useful to have around," he joked. He went on to clarify that while they were professional colleagues, their relationship was never personal. "We never had lunch, never had dinner, never even celebrated a birthday together," Byrd said. He likened their dynamic to a low-level clerk working for a CEO like Bill Gates, polite, professional, but distant. Despite all the disappointment, Byrd kept his dignity. He said he holds no grudges, remains thankful for the opportunity to be part of Judge Judy's massive success, and still wishes Scheindlin well. "If she ever wants to call me and take issue with anything I've said, "I'll pick up the phone," he added, making it clear his door remains open. Shinelan herself offered a brief nod to Byrd in a statement. "Byrd is terrific, and we had a great 25-year run, but this is a whole new program with a whole new cast and an exciting energy. Still, for millions of viewers, Judge Judy just isn't the same without Byrd's steady presence." Then in a surprising twist, Byrd made a major comeback to Courtroom TV in 2022, not alongside Shinelan, but still working under her production umbrella. On April 28, 2022, it was announced he would return as Bailiff on a new Amazon freebie courtroom series called Tribunal Justice. Created and executive produced by Shinelan's team, the show brought together a fresh panel of legal experts, former judges Tanya Acker and Patricia DeMango, and Adam Levy, a former district attorney who just happens to be Shinelan's son. While Tribunal Justice offered a new format, it kept that authoritative vibe fans loved. Byrd's calm, commanding presence was widely seen as a well-deserved nod to his lasting legacy in courtroom television, a thread of continuity amid all the change. But even as this new chapter unfolded, Byrd revealed how deeply hurt he'd felt just months earlier at the 2021 Daytime Emmy Awards. That night, Shinelan received a Lifetime Achievement Award, a huge honor. Yet Byrd, who had stood by her side for 25 years on one of daytime TV's biggest hits, wasn't invited to present or even seated nearby. It was a public snub that stung, highlighting the complicated and sometimes painful realities behind the scenes of TV fame and the quiet resilience of a man whose career has been built on loyalty, professionalism, and grace. At the 2021 Daytime Emmy Awards, while Judge Judy Shinelan sat front and center alongside her executive producer, Randy Douthit, Petri Hawkins' Byrd was relegated to a seat 15 to 20 rows back, far from the spotlight he had earned over 25 years. The award itself was handed out by comedian Amy Poehler, a well-known fan of Shinelan's work. When questions arose about why Byrd was excluded from such a pivotal moment, Shinelan explained that Poehler had personally reached out to the Television Academy to request the honor of presenting the award. But here's the twist. Byrd later shared that Poehler herself told him she was just as puzzled and surprised by his absence. What was meant to be a celebration of Shinelan's remarkable legacy instead spotlighted an unspoken tension simmering behind the scenes. Despite the emotional sting, Byrd handled the situation with grace and professionalism. His move to Tribunal Justice marked a fresh start, a chance for fans to see him back where they loved him most, standing tall, calm, and fair in the courtroom. It served as a powerful reminder that while TV show lineups may change, Byrd's presence in the world of televised justice still commands respect. But Byrd's story goes well beyond courtroom dramas. While most know him as the steady bailiff beside Judge Judy for 25 seasons, he's much more than that. Off camera, Byrd wears many hats: mentor, inspirational speaker, community advocate, and creative entrepreneur. He's become a respected MC at events, a passionate voice on social issues, and a tireless charity ambassador. Byrd frequently lends his time and energy to causes that uplift underserved communities, with a special heart for at-risk youth. For years, he's helped young people find confidence, direction, and hope, whether speaking at schools, community gatherings, or mentoring sessions. His deep, commanding voice is backed by a genuine commitment to making a difference. Byrd also serves as the national chairman of the OK program, a vital initiative tackling the challenges faced by Black youth and young Black men. The program focuses on breaking cycles of violence and incarceration by offering mentorship and community support to help young men develop leadership and life skills. On top of that, Byrd is a board member of Teen Center USA, a faith-based youth outreach organization providing safe spaces and structured activities for teenagers. Through all these roles, Byrd continues to prove that his impact stretches far beyond the courtroom, shaping lives and communities with the same dignity and strength he brought to television screens for decades. Beyond his work on TV and community boards, Petri Hawkins Byrd took his passion for helping others to the next level by founding his own nonprofit mentoring program called Teach Them to Fish. This isn't just another tutoring or discipline program, it's a full-circle approach that nurtures the whole person: mind, body, spirit, and emotions. For Byrd, it's about more than just giving kids a quick handout. It's about teaching them the skills and mindset to thrive for a lifetime. It's his personal motto in action, empowering people to build a future, not just get by. But Byrd's talents don't stop at mentorship. He's also deeply connected to the arts, expressing himself through poetry and screenwriting. You might even catch him performing his own poetry at local bars and restaurants, where he turns his words into a powerful mix of therapy and testimony. For him, writing isn't just a hobby, it's a way to reach people on a personal level and share stories that matter. Since October 2018, Byrd has taken this connection online, teaming up with his wife, Makita Bond, a former Judge Judy producer, on their hit web series, Bonding with Byrd. Streaming weekly on Facebook and YouTube, the show is a mix of humor, real talk about relationships, behind-the-scenes TV stories, and honest conversations about life and personal growth. One unforgettable episode in October 2021 featured their close friend, Judge Lynn Toller, opening up about her exit from divorce court and her new gig on Marriage Boot Camp. That heartfelt chat gave fans a rare glimpse into the lives of courtroom TV legends off camera. The couple didn't stop there. They launched their own production company, also called Bonding with Byrd, with big plans to create both scripted and unscripted content for streaming services and even stage plays. Their mission? To tell stories that reflect their values and celebrate diverse experiences, mixing entertainment with education and inspiration. It's a natural step for two pros who know the TV world inside and out and want to make a real impact through their work. Back in 2000, after years of traveling back and forth to Los Angeles for Judge Judy tapings, Byrd made a deliberate choice for his family's lifestyle. He moved them out of the bustling San Francisco Bay Area to Elk Grove, California, a quiet, family-friendly suburb known for its affordable homes, diversity, and strong community values. For Byrd, it wasn't about chasing the Hollywood spotlight, it was about giving his kids a grounded, supportive place to grow up. Even after filming Judge Judy for 25 seasons in Los Angeles, Byrd has been clear that he has no desire to live there. When asked why, he said bluntly, "No way," explaining that the glitz and glam of Hollywood just isn't for him. He prefers a simpler life, one where family comes first and the pace is a little slower, far from the flashing cameras and celebrity buzz. Petri Hawkins Byrd is not just known for his calm, courtroom presence. He's a man deeply grounded in faith, family, and community. A devout Christian, Byrd leads a reflective life shaped by love, loss, and unwavering faith. Back in 1980, he married Felicia Hawkins, and together they raised 4 children. Though their marriage didn't last, separating in 1989, with Felicia moving west with the kids, they tried to patch things up with counseling. But that second chance didn't stick. Still, through all the ups and downs, Byrd stayed a devoted father to his 4 grown children from that first chapter of his life. Years later, love unexpectedly circled back. In 2012, Byrd crossed paths with Makita Bond on the Judge Judy set at Sunset Bronson Studios. They went out once to a comedy show, but the spark was brief, and soon they lost touch. Then in 2015, Byrd sent her a casual text just to say hello. Makita replied, but again, nothing came of it until fate stepped in. In 2016, Makita joined the Judge Judy production team, surprising Byrd when she showed up on set. Expecting him to remember her, she was surprised when he didn't, at least not right away. Byrd later admitted he faked recognition and quietly asked a crew member who she was. It wasn't until Makita pulled out an old photo of them together on the studio lot that his memory finally clicked. That unexpected reunion sparked a new connection that quickly grew into something real. They fell in love, and on May 4th, 2019, they tied the knot. Their marriage faced one of its toughest tests almost immediately. During the final season of Judge Judy, Byrd juggled his demanding job while caring for Makita, who was bravely battling a cancerous brain tumor in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. The diagnosis hit hard, but they faced it head-on, side by side. In April 2021, after a major surgery, doctors were able to remove 95% of the tumor, a hopeful milestone in their ongoing fight together.